Hi guys, welcome to Flash Fact. Today we're going to take a look at the shared bank. Essentially someone had questions about the shared bank, so let's try and see if we can answer some of those questions. So essentially if you go into the watchtower, I'll show you the same thing in the Hall of Doom in a bit. If you go into the watchtower, you can see you have access to your personal bank. So you have your bank, essentially your bank section, and you have also, if you see the tab next to the bank, the shared bank. Essentially, the shared bank allows you to trade between all your characters on your account. So let's assume, and also, but usually by default, the shared bank is not this big. Essentially, I think I bought 2 upgrades for the shared bank. I don't recall like, how much it was, and since I already purchased it, I won't be able to see the price. But essentially, by default, you only have like one row and one extra slot, I think. And if you purchased, you can purchase I think 2 extra slots, 2 extra rows essentially in the shared bank. And I think it was like $3, but again, I don't. It's been a while. I don't really recall. So what your shared bank allows you to do is that it allows you to trade items between your characters on your account. So let's say our friend Saturn Knight wants to give that purple vengeful exobyte to another character. So let's put that into the shared bank, and let's go get one of our other character. Let's go with the Knights of Fire. So in the Hall of Doom, this is where you're going to find the bank. Like you can see, there's the bank, there's the broker, and there's the mailboxes over there. So let's click on the bank. So you can see our friend Knights of Fire doesn't have all that much in his bank. But if we go into the shared bank, you can see there's the same items we had in the shared bank with our friend Saturn Knight. And oh, the purple vengeful exobyte is there, so we could pick it up if we wanted to. There's also a shared bank that you can get in your lair. So let's go see. So if you've purchased the bank amenities for your lair, usually it looks kind of like this. But it's the exact same thing as in the Hall of Doom. As you can see, it's the very same bank and the very same shared bank that you have in the Hall of Doom. So again, the shared bank can be used to trade items between all your characters on the same account. Heroes or villains doesn't matter. Your heroes and villains can trade between each other. And there's also the League Bank. Let's go take a look at that as well. So here we have the League Bank. Essentially, your League Bank. This is my villain League Hall. And essentially, your League Bank can be used by all the villains that are part of your league, of your villain league. And you can upgrade the bank by buying more slots. I have no idea what the maximum slots you can purchase is because I don't have that many yet. And also, you can purchase various bank tabs. In order to be able to upgrade, essentially you're going to need to spend prestige. Like right now, in order to get one more row in my bank, I would need 50,000 prestige. And for the bank number 2, I would need 35,000 and 25,000 for the bank 3. And if I wanted, I could add one more bank slot, well, one more bank tab, but it would cost me 50,000 prestige to do that. So again, your bank, essentially all the villains in your league can use the League Bank. The only distinction is that there are certain permissions that you can set so that maybe certain players cannot have access to everything in the League Bank. Like you could make it so that, let's say the bank number 3, everyone has access to it, but let's say bank number 2, only officers has access to it, and you could set maybe bank number 1 so that only the league leader has access to it, something like that. So you can set various permissions for the various members of your league. So let's say you could set the bank number 3 for everyone, so that if you have like new players who just joined the league, if they decide to raid your league bank for whatever reasons, that's the only one they're going to be able to have access to. Let's do the same for our hero league hall. And here we have our hero league hall. So the league hall again has the same banks as the villain. The hero league hall has the same banks as the villain league hall. But the distinction here is that only the hero characters in my league have access to this league bank. And again, you can purchase additional slots for, in this case, 25,000 prestige, and you could purchase new tabs for like the second tab, as you can see, is 25,000. So the more you purchase upgrades for your league bank, and the more expensive it will be for the next upgrade, if it makes any sense. So again, if you purchase a bank for your lair, for your base, this is pretty much what it looks like. Again, it's the very same thing that you have if you look in either the Watchtower or the Hall of Doom. The only distinction is that for players to have access to the bank in your league hall, in your lair, in your base, you have to set up your permissions so that players can use the amenities in your base, in your lair. There's two ways to do that. You can either set it so that, let's say, a single player, like let's say I could set it so that my friend Bat Knight can enter base, move items, and use amenities. So if I set it so that Bat Knight can use amenities, he's going to be able to use my bank, and obviously the shared bank as well. You can set it for each characters, or if you want to keep it simple, you can set it for the league. So you can set it for the entire league. That way, as soon as you add a new character to the league, he's going to have access to all your amenities and all your bases. He's going to be able to enter your bases, and he's going to be able to use your amenities. So once you've set up the permission so that all your characters can use your amenities in your base, then they can come in and use the bank, and they can use the shared bank. And again, the shared bank can be used to trade items between all the characters in your account, both heroes and villains. So all the heroes and villains in your account have access to your shared bank, so they can trade items using it. Essentially, the question came from someone who wanted to have the flash boots, and he wanted to be able to trade the flash boots to another character. So the flash boots, in order to be able to get them, you have to have a villain character, and you have to play the villain, the solo mission that's called it's a tier 2 mission that's called Old Star Labs. So you can get the flash boots from the mission Old Star Labs. I'll show it, it'll be so much easier. So essentially, if you look at the on duty menu, there's a one player missions, and one of those missions is called Old Star Labs. In that mission, you essentially you have to help your friend Grodd against the evil Flash and original Flash. So essentially against the Barry Allen Flash and against the Jay Garrick Flash. And if you're lucky, if you're really lucky, you can get the flash boots from that mission. But let's say you get the flash boots, but you want to give the flash boots to a hero character, then you can use the shared bank in order to do that. So you go into your shared bank, you put the flash boots there with your villain characters, and then your hero characters will be able to come and look into the shared bank and get the boots he's looking for. So that was Flash Fact for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.